Before showing this bag, let's take a look at the finished bag. The bag is overall soft. It's very comfortable to the touch, and it's smaller and more delicate. Let's start with the metal parts of the bag. Mounting hardware to leather. First, take out these two pieces of leather. The hardware used is foot pegs and locks. This lock uses a short screw. The foot pegs use long screws. Use long screws to install foot pegs. Insertion screws from microfiber. The grain on the front side of the leather is more obvious, and it is easy to recognize the leather surface. For foot pegs tightened. Then install the lock. Align the holes in the leather. Take out the microfiber patch. Prevents foot pegs from scratching other objects. The backs of the foot pegs and locks are glued with microfiber. Take out these for accessories. Microfiber zipper frame with double-sided adhesive on the backside. Attach the zipper frame to the back of the zipper. The edge of the zipper frame must be aligned with the edge of the zipper. Paste it carefully like in the video and make sure the direction and order are correct. The zipper frame is as close as possible to the edge of the zipper fabric, leaving more room for the middle zipper. The other piece is glued in the same way. The stitching is done according to the holes on the top to make sure the zipper opens and closes smoothly. If the zipper doesn't open and close smoothly, glue the microfiber frame outward a little. Cut off the excess zipper fabric. Burn the edge of the cloth with a lighter. Keep it from spreading its edges. If you don't have a lighter, you can also use glue to apply the edges. How to handle the other end? Watch the video before you do it. This position is the starting point, leaving a 1 cm fabric edge. It's the long part of the zipper frame that's cut. Burn the edge of the cloth with a lighter. The zipper part is taken care of. Take out these materials. Installation of hardware from the leather side. and then through the small debuckle. Handle it like this, with the leather facing out. If it's not easy to install here, poke the hole bigger with this awl. Just poke it a little too big, not too big. If the holes are too big, the hardware won't hold. Press it in with your fingers. Or slowly press the edge in with the tip of a needle. Install it like this. Put a little bit of glue between the leather to fix it. Be careful not to get glue on the leather. Use liquid glue and apply it in small quantities. The pull tabs are taken care of. It'll be sewn up in the back. The same way to take care of this too. 2 pull tabs to complete. Measure 6 times the length of the zipper tab. Cut out 2 sections. Start stitching from either side of the hole. Pull the line to the center and the 2 segments are equidistant from each other. Sew it up like this. Sewn up to here. The next stitch goes through a hole. Come out of the hole diagonally across the stitch. It's the same on the other side. And then you can go ahead and sew it up. Last hole left. The needle only passes through the first layer of leather. Both wax lines are in the center of the leather. Then tie a knot and cut the thread. Use glue to treat threads. The pull tabs are sewn up. After the true pull tabs are sewn together, set them aside. Sewn in flat band zipper. Two pieces of bag cover back to back. The short side of the zipper frame is sandwiched between the flap of the bag. Make sure it's in the right place. First measure the line 4 times the length of the U-shank. Measure other section, then fold it in half and fold it again. The short side of the zipper frame is sandwiched between the flap of the bag. Then clip and remind yourself to add another piece of zipper when you sew to this position. Sew the left zipper first. Alignment of holes in 3 layers. Pull the line to the center. The holes in each layer should be aligned. Tighten the thread with each stitch. Sew the zipper header closed and hem the fabric inside out. And then you can go ahead and sew it up. So to clip, add another piece of zipper. The zipper is caught in the middle. Zipper fabric edge folded in. The holes must be aligned and symmetrical on both sides. Keep stitching. So here, use the bottom line. Take a stitch back. Dispose of the threads with glue or a lighter. Another needle to sew the remaining holes closed. Sew back through the last hole. After sewing, overlap one stitch and cut the threads. Dispose of the threads with glue or a lighter. Zipper and flap of bag sewn together. Take out these two pieces of leather. Stitching on the other side of the zipper. This piece of leather is single ply. Zipper fabric edges also need to be folded in. Just sew with thread. Measure 5 times the length of the leather piece. Cut two sections the same length, as both the right and left sides need to be sewn together. Folding the edges of the fabric in this position. Cut the line the same way as before. You could use a little refinement here. Sew the section on the right in the same way. This position is sewn with a small piece of thread. About 40 centimeters is sufficient. Start sewing from any hole. Before each cut, leave the threads on the back as much as possible. Then check out the leather from the back of the bag. All leather facing up. Sew this section together. Measure the length of the leather a little more than 4 times the line. The stitches are all the same. Every time you cut the line, it's best not to cut the line at the last hole, because the side still needs to be sewn up. The cover and back of the bag are sewn together. Here's what the front looks like. This is what the back looks like. Next, stitch the locking leather. It's at the top, not the order. Clip one side and start stitching from the other side. Measure the line 4 times the length of the leather. Tighten the wax line. Repeat one stitch for reinforcement at splice locations. This section is stitched with a single layer of leather. The stitching to this side of the patchwork is also a repeat stitch for reinforcement. Stitching of the body of the bag is completed. Take out the true pull tabs. Front side up, mounted like this. Put this one aside. Take out the two side pieces. Preparing to sew the carrying handle. Measure the line twice the length of the carrying handle. To sew up 4, cut 4 pieces of wax thread. Stitching from the bottom tip. Pull the line to half its length. Sewn up to here. There's still a hole in the side piece that hasn't been sewn shut. The handle only goes through one layer of leather. This thread, it only passes through one layer of leather. Through the hole on the other side of the handle. The last needle goes through the center of the leather. Gluage. The true hands also sewn together. Then sew the side pockets of the bag. This piece is trapezoidal, wide at the top and narrow at the bottom. If you can't tell the difference, you can fold the top and bottom. You'll see that one side is slightly longer. The long edge is placed at the top end, short side at the bottom. Sew this section up first. Measure 4 times the length of the line in this section. This piece is already sewn up. A special match. That's not a very good stitch. This is the opposite example. The stitching is not neat. It's obvious when you compare it to the pink one. Start with the first hole on the left or the first hole on the right. The left hand does the thread pulling and the right hand does the stitching. This piece of leather is thinner, so each time you pull the thread with even pressure, pulling the thread too tightly makes it easy to wrinkle. You can't be too loose, the stitching won't look good. The left hand pulls the line to be directional and uniform in one direction. The decorative stitching on the side pockets is done. 2 pieces sewn together in the same way. Then attach the bottom of the bag and place it at the bottom. Sew these 2 segments together. Measure the line 6 times the length of this section. Start stitching from either side. Triple leather stitching. I won't demonstrate this part because it's relatively simple. The same stitching on this side. How the bottom of the bag looks when it's attached. Take out the strips of edging and the clear tube. This was sewn before. Measure out the 4.5 times long of the length of the edging strips. Place the hose inside the edging strip and extend it out slightly. Large hole marking its center. The first hole in the edging strip aligns with the midpoint of each layer. There are also large holes in the center of the bottom of the bag. Marked with large holes on both sides. The 2 pieces of the body of the bag are facing each other, with the edging strip sandwiched between them. Start stitching at the 2 center points of the bag body. Pull the strings to equal lengths. Then the next hole is sewn together with the edging strips. The hose must be under the needle in order to sew it. Hole alignment. The center point of the two leathers are aligned, and the second hole starts to attach the edging strips. Then tighten the thread. There are more layers, and the holes in each layer have to be aligned and sewn together. Sew to near curvature. Special stitching is needed to reinforce this curve. The line will be tighter this way. When flipped to the front, the holes are not easily visible. See the video for details on how to do this. The left hand pulls the thread, the needle goes around, the thread snaps, and goes through the hole. Through the hole, you will see a wire hole. Just pull it into the leather with all your might. The next hole is the same way. Every stitch in the arc is sewn like this. The bag has a total of 8 curve positions. They all need to be sewn together like this. The side pockets need to be secured with clips. Because it's very easy to miss this piece when you're sewing. And then continue sewing down. Sew into the side pockets soon. Make sure the holes in the two pieces of leather are aligned on the front side. To see from the front of the leather. Side and side pocket hole alignment. Temporarily secured with clips. When the holes are aligned, it looks curved this way. It's not right if the sides are in such a flat, undulating state. When it's sewn and turned to the front, it'll be very tight. That's why the side pieces must be sewn together after the holes in the leather are aligned. Then we'll continue down the line. Once the first hole in the side pocket is sewn shut, you can take the clip away. I've got one of the edging strips sewn up. The large center hole in the body of the bag just happens to line up as well. There's also the edging strip that ends just before the central hole. It's exactly the same as the starting point on the other side. If it's different from the videos, there's a stitching error in the front. When sewing the other side, remember to align the holes as well and secure them before sewing. It's flat. It curves as it bends. Another edging strip wraps around the hunks. Sewing from the large center hole. The large center hole does not need to be sewn to the edging strips. The rest of the holes are sewn in the same way. The sutures are almost finished here. Cut off the overlap of the clear tube. Staggered interface with edge banding. Repeat 1 or 2 stitches at the interface position. Unzip the zipper. Turn the bag over to the front. After flipping to the front, organize the bag. Final stitching of the straps. Shoulder straps distinguish between front and back. The leather side of each piece faces outward. Sewing through the holes like this. Measure 2 pieces of thread the same length as the shoulder strap. Small leather pieces face outward and clip the shoulder straps. 3 layers of stitching from this hole. After pulling the line halfway, the 2 sections of the line go in different directions. So here, the needle goes between the leather. Then sew the single layer of leather. Sew up to here, sew back up. Then continue sewing the 3 layers of leather together. Back to square one. This line comes out of the center of the leather. Finish the threads with glue. Then follow the straps and sew the other side. The bag is done.